We're going to conduct our legislative caucus prior to the start of our legislative session meeting this evening. I will call the meeting to order. Mr. Truesdale will lead the roll call. The invocation this evening will be led by Councilwoman Daniels, who is joining us virtually, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Councilman Rodriguez. For communications this evening, we are joined by Megan Weaver, founder, and Thomas Weaver, owner of the Harrisburg Flea. We're celebrating their 10th anniversary. We will then move to courtesy of the floor, followed by the approval of the minutes for the legislative session that occurred on October the 14th, 2025. Then we will move to reports of committees. I will deliver the first report on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session of October 21st, 2025. Next, Councilwoman Daniels, our Community and Economic Development Committee Chair, will share her report on the work session of October 21st, 2025. Then Councilwoman Rawls, our Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee Chair, will share her work session report from the work session that occurred on October 21st, 2025. And the final committee report will be delivered by Councilman Rodriguez, our Public Works Committee Chair, on the work session of October 21st, 2025. We do not have any ordinances for first reading, ordinances for amendment, or ordinances for final passage. We will then move to resolutions. Resolution 34 of 2025 we will vote upon. Resolution 60 of 2025 we will vote upon. Resolution 68 of 2025 we will vote upon. Resolution 69 of 2025 we will vote upon. And Resolution 71 of 2025 we will vote upon. Resolution 72 of 2025 will move to the Public Works Committee. Resolution 73 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 74 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 75 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 76 of 2025 will also move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 77 of 2025 will move to the Public Safety Committee. Resolution 78 of 2025 will move to the Public Safety Committee. Resolution 79 of 2025 will move to the Administration Committee. Is there any old business for discussion, council members? Any new business?
Yeah, Madam President, I just have a few public works announcements to make.
Okay, thank you. Any other new business?
Yes.
Okay. Any other new business? Okay, and then we will adjourn. So the time is 6:05 p.m. I'd like to officially call our legislative session to order. Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Daniels. Ms. Davis.
Present.
Ms. Green. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Rawls.
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Present.
Ms. Hill.
Present, thank you. The invocation this evening will be led by Councilwoman Daniels.
If we could just have a moment of silence for the families who are struggling with the crime that we're seeing, the increased cost of living, the public benefits that will be running out shortly, and and those who are dealing with the government shutdown. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman Daniels. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Rodriguez.
All rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Rodriguez. For communications this evening, we are joined by Megan Weaver, founder, and Thomas Weaver, owner of the Harrisburg Flea. We are excited to celebrate the 10th anniversary. If you wouldn't mind joining us. If you wouldn't mind making sure the microphone is turned on and very close to you so that we're able to hear you and those that are watching and listening are able to hear as well. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Weaver, and I am the founder of the HBG Flea, a curated makers market. I'm joined here with my husband and business partner, Thomas Weaver. We are honored to be here tonight to talk about our big milestone of 10 years in business hosting monthly markets in Harrisburg City. When the HBG Flea started, I was still in college at Penn State Harrisburg. My friend and co-founder, Mary Imgrund, and I were talking about our interests in shopping local and the local art scene over crepes. I had been inspired by attending makers markets in Cincinnati, Brooklyn, and Baltimore. I said, man, wouldn't it be so cool if something like that happened here? With absolutely no thought that it was something we could actually do. There were no regular markets happening in the area at the time, but these types of events were starting to pop up in larger cities in close distance. It was my husband who had convinced us to actually go through with it and help us brainstorm the name, the HBG Flea. It rhymes. Thus, in July 2015, our idea started. We really had no clue where to start. We both have degrees in English literature, but we did have a passion for the arts and a passion for the city. We started all of the planning, research, and found a venue that would support us in our first market in November of 2015. Our hope was 15 to 20 vendors. I designed a makeshift flyer on Photoshop, and we started dropping them off at places with local community boards like Yellowbird Cafe and Little Amps. In 2 days, we had our first application, Amanda Leilani Designs, who vends with us still to this day. And by the time the event rolled around, we had somehow, by our pleasant surprise, acquired 48 vendors.
The instant success that we had less to do with good luck or marketing skills and a lot more to do with just how many creatives were living and existing within this area who just needed a place to sell their stuff, showcase their work. The event was exhilarating. It gave us the momentum to push forward with monthly markets on the first Saturday of every month, which we've been doing ever since. So we started with the vision of having an affordable way for small businesses and independent makers and curators to have a place to sell their work in person and display their talents. Opening a storefront is intimidating and it's expensive. A monthly pop-up market made that accessible without the long-term commitment of a physical shop for a lot of our vendors. Our hope was that perhaps businesses with successful events with us would gain the confidence, they would gain community support and a following to be able to take their work farther, opening storefronts or being able to make a living off of selling their actual items, further enriching the city and surrounding areas. We can happily say that this has been the case. Vendors who started or grew their businesses with us have taken their skills to open storefronts of their own, making their living selling their items online and in person, and even start markets of their own.
We have in total hosted 117 monthly markets, 28 special events in collaboration with 11 local businesses or organizations, 171 days of selling, and provided over 7,500 spaces for vendors to sell in. Of course, this is only possible because of the incredible vendors who take their time and expertise to create unique items made by a real person, and the shoppers who have made it a priority to support local businesses even when it's inconvenient or more expensive. I do feel successful because I never imagined our little idea over crepes would take us to 10 years, but this type of endeavor is not a money-making one. Since 2020, we have been a pay-what-you-can event for our monthly markets. We want to be able to create as many opportunities as possible for people to explore starting a business and sharing their art with the community. And we try to eliminate as many financial boundaries as we can in order to make our markets accessible.
So we're here because we care about this community and we care about being a part of it. We've invested in it, and the vendors have invested in us. For every dollar spent at a local small business, 68%, over 2/3, of that money stays within the community, compared to 13% of money spent online or through larger corporations. So it's more important now than ever to support our community and continue to shop local whenever possible. Our markets still take place on the first Saturday of every month, year-round. The next market is actually this Saturday, November 1st, at Strawberry Square from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and our holiday market is on December 6th. So we're on just about every social media at HBG Flea, and you can stay up to date on all of our special events, one of which for over 10 years has been HBG Fest, which is part of Arts Fest. So it's a hyper-local, we're the giant tent up by Forster Street. And so we've been doing that for a while too. So please check out our website to get more information on vending, or if you wanted to vend something, you could apply online today if you wanted to. But we want to thank you all very much for inviting us here to share our story.
Thank you so much. We do have a proclamation, so if you wouldn't mind indulging me for a few minutes. The City of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Office of City Council and Office of City Clerk. Proclamation. Whereas the City of Harrisburg applauds the HBG Flea for their dedicated commitment to supporting small businesses and celebrating community, collaboration, and creativity. And whereas the HBG Flea is a monthly urban market that features handmade artisan and vintage goods. And whereas the HBG Flea carries out their mission to create a platform for growth in the community by bringing artists, small businesses, and patrons together in one place. And whereas the HBG Flea was co-founded by two friends, Mary Ingram and Megan Weaver. Mary and Megan realized that they had creative compatibility and a desire to create a stronger community presence with small businesses of artists and makers in the city of Harrisburg. Thus, the HBG Flea was born. And whereas the HBG Flea is currently run by husband and wife team, Megan and Thomas Weaver. And whereas the HBG Flea is held on the first Saturdays of each month, outdoor markets are held from May through October at Midtown Cinema from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Indoor markets are held from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Strawberry Square. Now, therefore, be it hereby proclaimed that Harrisburg City Council commends the HBG Flea for their primary goal, which is to empower everyone to thrive and to celebrate Harrisburg for the beautiful and vibrant city that it is. And be it further proclaimed that Harrisburg City Council wishes to extend best wishes for a successful 10th anniversary season. Signed and attested in the city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Jared Truesdale, City Clerk, Danielle L. Hill, Harrisburg City Council. If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to take a picture.
You gotta say that with a little bit more confidence. Make me believe it.
No, actually, I am good.
Okay, see, that's a little bit better.
Slept for like 10 hours.
I slept a lot last night too.
Yeah, I was tired.
No, you're okay. You just need to come in a little.
Thank you. We will now move forward with our meeting agenda. Next, we have courtesy of the floor. Just a few housekeeping notes before we begin. Please state your name and your address for the meeting record. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your address, please share the vicinity in which you live within the city. You will have 4 minutes to share your comments. Mr. Truesdale has added a timer to the screen in green for your reference. And I will begin to my right. Is there anyone that would like to offer public comment?
Good evening. My name is Stephen Garisto, 2531 Bow Street, Harrisburg. And first of all, I wanted to state that I have worked, or I should say ministered in the city of Harrisburg for a good number of years, actually since the mid-1980s. And we even had a church here in Shipoke at one time, which was flooded out in the 96 flood, the ice flood. And it continued on the West Shore. But anyway, I have noticed this battle with the mayor and Dan Miller, signs going up, and you see a bunch of them here and there, and different things that I see, hear, and know. Being born here in the city of Harrisburg Hospital, I see, hear, and know a lot of what is going on. And I wish that they were here tonight. I don't see them. Maybe they're watching streaming. I don't know. But there are some things that the city voters, taxpayers need to be aware of. I find it appalling. Now, we know concerning as far as Wanda Williams, what she did, the dumpster, et cetera. I think what is more poignant than something like that is the fact that she started off her mayoral race, going back some years ago, at a strip joint on Cameron Street, which was right across the street from Sacred Heart School, which I attended since the early 60s. And what does that say? How is that a person like that even worthy of holding office? We should all know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that strip joints are places where there's human trafficking. And if anybody dares deny that, you're living in la-la land. That's a fact. It's across the nation. Human trafficking is awful. A lot of it goes on out of these strip joints, sad to say, among other places. And to start your mayoral race out of a strip joint, what does that say about you? Is such a person even worthy of office? And if Dan Miller happens to be listening and thinks that he might be gloating now because of what I'm saying about the mayor, I wouldn't get too happy. Dan Miller is no better. That guy had boasted on YouTube, at least that I saw, pictures of the Gay Pride Festival going clear back to the 90s. I was at that festival with a woman and stuck out like a sore thumb. I've been a minister that God called me to do since the 1980s. I'm a minister, I'm an evangelist. I worked in Hall Manor since the 1980s with inner city children. I was a dad to them. 95% of them had no dad. They looked up to me. What's so disgusting is to see how they are poisoning the minds of children. Inner city children, teenagers, gullible, adults even. At that festival, I got pictures here. There was a man who wasn't even 21 years old right there that's selling pornography, 1998, Reservoir Park. And Dan Miller had pictures from the 90s. So Dan, don't gloat because I called the mayor, present mayor, out on the rug. You're no better. It's shameful. I hope and pray that someone that has a fear of God will stand up and go for office. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else to my right that would like to offer public comment? Seeing and hearing no one, anyone in the middle section?
How you doing? My name is Kirsten Miller. I'm from Harrisburg, inner city. I just wanted to start off by saying, as I come here today, I get to speak about a few different things, and I feel as though, seeing that voting is right around the corner, I might as well get all this stuff off my chest. Lamont Jones, I hear you say nobody can speak for you but you, and I'm sure the community would like to have that same say, but yet and still, you guys are in positions to speak for us. And I know that you feel as though you are the best candidate, and that might be true. But I speak for the community when I say you might have been placed in this particular seat that you're in right now for a reason. So don't rush it. You're supposed to speak for the community and shake the tables. We don't need anything else built on faulty foundations. We need to rebuild, we need to tear down, and we need to start, and this starts with in-house. People are too comfortable with disrespect, no purpose, and no true vision. They just enjoy the title. President Hill, your meek nature sometimes is questionable. I say this because when Councilwoman Daniels was bringing her child to work, on the news, you had a lot to say about it and what you feel as though she should do and not do and step down, and if she can't do this and if she can't do that. You were saying things like you were saying it with your chest, but when it comes to Mayor Wanda Williams and the unjust things that she does and what she's doing and certain things that about making decisions that affect you and what you guys got going on your platform, on the news, you're just like, it doesn't seem like she wants to do business with us. She already said that she doesn't work for you. So I just want you to, speak your truth, speak up. You guys helped put her in this position that she's in. Now do your due diligence and fix the problem. I keep telling you guys the truth will take you a long way. This is not about ego. It's about what is right for the community. I work with a lot of kids, and some of these kids are now adults, and none of them have ever said to me that they want to grow up and be like Mayor Wanda Williams. We need to pass the torch. Councilwoman Rawls, I want to say this to you. You have a remarkable, bright child that I would like to see be seen, heard, and valued outside of your light. And I say this because I had a chance to see an encounter. As I sit in the classroom, I watch your child being yelled at for an accident, spilling their breakfast by the teacher. I believe that the teacher could have handled things differently, in my opinion. And your child is crying really hard. Their feelings were hurt. I asked the teacher if I could take your child out the classroom. She tells me, please do. The child is interrupting my teaching. I take your child to who I believe will be their support system. And as he talks to your child, he asks, what happened? What happened? Your child states that she was being yelled at. And in response, the support system replies, that teacher didn't yell at you. And you could tell your child sat down. Why the support system would believe that your child was lying is beyond me. Maybe because he believes that the status you guys hold in the city, no one will cross that boundary, but they will.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Miller.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment?
Hi, my name is Karen Lacaria. I live in Shipoke. I've never done this before, and I'm very intimidated, so I hope I don't stumble with what I have to say. I am very disheartened, disappointed, disgusted, and it's too late to do anything about this issue, but the development that's occurred behind PennDOT, first the Veterans Village, and now more environmental destruction to build, I think it's called Eden Village, I'm not sure. But it seems to me, and I could be wrong, that there are so many empty lots, abandoned buildings in the city that could have been used to develop these neighborhoods rather than destroying what little green space exists in urban Harrisburg. Of course, as I said, it's too late now. The damage is done. But those of you on city council, and I don't know exactly how this works, if it has to be a unanimous decision to issue permits for this kind of thing. But those of you who are currently on city council and are hoping to be reelected, I will not vote for you because I'm assuming that your input was essential to get these permits issued. So I just want to say I think the environment is as important, or at least it should be, as human issues and human problems. It should be co-equal, and clearly it is not. So I hope in the future, if anything is requested to be developed in that area or any green space areas in Harrisburg, you'll think twice and try to find some other option, like the empty Patriot lot in the city, just as an example. I don't know who owns that or how it would be purchased. I don't know, but it seems to me that this was not given considerable thought and it shouldn't have been done. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment?
Hi, my name is Karen Tillman. I am currently at 17 Rosewood Drive, Harrisburg, 24 years at 608 Benton Street, where most of you would know me from. I am, of course, a Rotarian, and I'm here as a humanitarian to ask for permission and for help to partner with me to restore the Rebirth Fountain in Reservoir Park. I'm hoping you all are aware and know where and what that is. I need my girl Rawls back because she's a great part of it. She's a big part of it. I do understand that the fountain is called the wellspring of our future fountain, AKA Rebirth. It was originally constructed in 1994. Just in last 2017, we had Mike Traffin, the guy behind the riverboat. He came and he worked with the city, the Special Projects Committee, and Parks and Rec, and he restored it. So it was up and running in 2017, and it's down again, and it's beautiful. Again, I'm a Rotarian. That's what we do. We try to maintain and sustain what we have, right? It's too beautiful of a fountain for us to let it go. It is absolutely beautiful if you haven't seen it. I really want to partner with someone here on City Council and someone in Special Projects. I would like to partner with you guys, build a plan, a restoration plan, and also build a fund to maintain this fountain going forward, so we won't have it out and decrepit again as it was. I know they spent a lot of money in 2017 putting that together. It can still be restored, but what we want to do today is something bigger and better. We want to restore it, and we want to create a plan and a fund to maintain it going forward. So again, Ms. Rawls, I came in to speak directly to you and to ask for your favor and partner with you along with the other committees to restore. I also want to let you guys know that I am with Rotary Club 7390 Passport in the city of Harrisburg. I am the 2026 president-elect, and I will be here with you guys very often. If you need me to partner with you with anything that have anything to do with our city and our students, I'm there.
I would love to speak with you after the meeting.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And that is all I have for now. If you guys can give me some direction and get me connected with some folks I can partner with, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment?
Good evening, Council. My name is Libby Prophet from the Experience Incorporated, and I would like anyone that have anything that they would like to say to me, to text me or send a message in intellectethics.com. That's INTELLECTETHICS.com. And ethics is what got the mayor in trouble recently, but I can't throw bricks because I live in a glass house. Someone started by saying public benefit crime. The benefits, whether it's housing, food stamps, these were all programs that was intended for our veterans when they returned from World War II and the Vietnam War, homeless and such. So if you're not a veteran and you're receiving these benefits, then they weren't intended for you. So yes, the government will shut down by any means necessary individuals that are reliant on public help, taxpayer help. They'll have to find a different way to survive. Generations after generations being reliant on taxpayer to pay their bills and to eat, that's a curse. That is not a public benefit crime, and a lot of us don't like our current administration. But I remember when it was Obama, everybody got free phones and health care, and it was all good. Well, our current administration don't want to be giving out things all the time, and taxpayers don't want to be paying for these benefits to be distributed all the time. And this is not an immigration issue. The fact that there is millions of people receiving benefits that's not documented is not being spoken of. But as soon as the benefits getting cut, everyone wants to say, oh, it's a crime. Well, it's a crime for you to sit at home, have 5, 20, 50 children, and expect me to pay for them. That's a crime. So there were sanctuary cities such as New York City that was giving $5,000 a month to each immigrant that was coming in on buses being dropped off. Those were not money just being floated around. Those were taxpayers' money. Right now, Senate Bill 929, that's in Pennsylvania, to stop the levy of taxes, school tax levy, means what? There will be no funds going to the school tax because they're removing their authority. Everyone saw strategically, they took this, the receiver and put her on a babysitting, shenanigans. The state is strategically removing themselves from the authority of taking care of the people. And the people has to take care of themselves. We need to face the facts. Now, only thing I can say, everyone wants to loot, please do not come to 2025 Chestnut Street. I do have a license, and I do have 9.5 years of active duty. So please do not come to my house if you cannot feed your kids. Have a good day.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment?
Good evening. My name is Justin Heinley, 1419 North 3rd Street, Harrisburg. Coming today presenting as the receiver for Governor Square. I just wanted to provide you guys with a quick update as requested the last time I was here 2 months ago. When we took over the project, we had 27% occupancy of the project, greater than 50% delinquency. Our operating account at $22,000. 20 minutes after we were appointed, there were arsons, looting, flooding, and more squatters than residents. We've had tall grass, we had roof leaks, we had inoperable heating and cooling systems, no community center, and deficient lighting systems. The staffing that was up there was inadequate to be able to handle the challenge of what was going on. I'm happy to announce currently our operating account has $52,000 in it. We are going in the right direction. Our delinquency is down to 25%. We have met with every tenant possible at the facility, at the community, and we have addressed life safety challenges with those tenants: leaks, mold, heat, non-working appliances, fire detection, smoke detection systems. We've been able to board up and salvage a majority of the properties that we will be able to recover. We've met with our stakeholders, our creditors, our city, fire, police, Public Works, which has been doing some fantastic work, Capital Region Water. We've established an interim budget, a cash flow analysis that was able to support us hiring 2 full-time dedicated professional technicians and 1 soon-to-be full-time property manager that we are super excited about, who actually worked at the facility years ago when it was in its heyday, and is excited about returning it back to that. We were able to address streetlight deficiencies to promote safety. Thank you to Public Works. And I'm happy to report that by November, we will have 5 new units that have been turned and ready for new residents. We currently have a waiting list of almost 10 individuals that would like to be coming back into our facility. So we are super excited about that. I would offer that so far we've done that all without taking a dollar of the city's funds. Our near-term upcoming actions, we want to finish full vacant property board-ups of any property that we won't be able to get to. This is going to be used also as a crime deterrent. We need to stabilize the properties. We're going to address the remaining tenant safety and comfort concerns. We're in the process of recovering the community center and adding 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments and houses to move any of our affected residents that are currently living in properties that are of not sufficient conditions. We have multiple operating fund grants that we're pursuing and hope to get. We have quotes out to be able to do wholesale replacements of light fixtures to LED to be able to provide additional safety, quality of life, as well as save money. We've had some fantastic community involvement and future community involvement, Career Link, Evolves Trade, and then local business support. I would offer that the Evolves Trade actually came to us asking for a house that we are going to earmark for them to be able to have these young men and women be able to renovate that house for us. We will provide them with the necessary equipment and materials, and then also have our staff available to be able to train them alongside with the trades. Our upcoming milestones, we will have a full walkthrough of all 218 units. I know 222 is what was stated before, but 4 of them were sold off to Homeland, which are being used for other purposes, which was a win for the community. We will have that walkthrough completed December of 2025, and then we will use that for a comprehensive review and budgeting for restoration. We will develop a community-wide project plan by January that we will then be able to support a full receiver report and action plan that we'd like to deliver to you in February.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah, I don't like you rushing through it though. The next time, please let us know when you'd like to share another update so we can add you to our communication so that you don't have to be so rushed. It's just very important information that, you know, we're still receiving questions about. So I don't want to miss anything in that way.
How do I do that?
Also, I just want to say thank you. You were a man of your word. You came back to us. We asked you to do this, and you did. Also want to thank Ms. Robinson in the building. You are doing great work with our youth, and I think this would be a great partnership. Yes, I think this would be a great partnership, and moving forward, I'm just excited. And if you could also email us that, I think that would be appreciative too. But like Council President said, yeah, we want the public to hear this. And thanks for being a man of your word.
Madam President, if I may.
Yes.
I know it's not traditional to respond to public comment, but just on behalf of Public Works, I just wanted to thank you, because it's rare
that individuals come back and they show how proactive they can be. And it goes a long way with council because it builds trust, it builds that rapport. We know the work Ms. Robinson is doing, and it's amazing. And to hear how the collaboration is going, I do get reports from Mr. West and Mr. Jackson, but to see you in person, come back, take that initiative, I'm kudos to you and the team. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment? Okay, seeing and hearing no one. Anyone to my left? Okay, seeing and hearing no one, we will move forward with the meeting agenda. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the legislative session that occurred on October 14th, 2025. Council members, are there any revisions to those meeting minutes? Okay, seeing and hearing none, the minutes stand approved. We will now move forward with reports of committees. I will deliver the first report on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session that occurred on October 21st, 2025. On Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, the Administration Committee met to discuss two resolutions. Resolution 70 of 2025, a resolution appointing Mr. Zach Fisher to serve on the Harrisburg Architectural Review Board of the City of Harrisburg. And Resolution 71 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to apply for and serve as the project sponsor for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, or PennDOT, Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Grant awarded to the Capital Area Greenbelt Association in the amount of $746,390 for the Paxtang Parkway Trail Restoration Phase 2 project, and to enter into all required agreements to administer the funds. Mr. Fisher was present to answer any questions that council members had for him. He shared that he has been a Harrisburg resident since 2017. He is employed as a mechanical engineer, and he's interested in serving as a member of HARB due to his background and experience going through the HARB process. Council members asked the following questions. What do you hope to contribute to the board? How can you help keep traditions of the community with HARB guidelines? HARB resolutions and ordinances to assist the community? Barriers for residents in historical areas? Mr. Fisher responded that he hopes to contribute to the lack of understanding community members may have about HARB. He believes educational experience for the community is needed. He comes with an open mind, and he will make himself available to answer any questions that people may have. He strongly believes, and he continued to emphasize, that education and educational campaign is needed. In reference to Resolution 71 of 2025, Joel Siders, the city engineer, and Doug Hill, Representative Kaga, were present to discuss the resolution. Mr. Hill shared that the resolution will assist with the reconnection of the Greenbelt in South Harrisburg. It is a two-phase project. This grant is for the second phase of the project. The first phase of the project was $1.2 million. Phase 2 along Pensy Drive, there's a budget of $740,000, $133,000 Greenbelt upfront costs. The Capital Area Greenbelt Association will be the sponsor of the grant. Mr. Sider shared that the city will serve as the grant administrator on their behalf. Council members asked the following questions. With restructuring of the project due to the Tunnels to Towers project. Of the funding sources, what amount is not taxpayer funded? $30,000 grant from Tunnels to Towers was received. CAGA has raised $150,000 through their foundation. Funding has also been received from the Dauphin County Gaming Grant funds, and there is a capital campaign entitled Buckle the Belt that is underway. Please note Resolution 70 of 2025 will remain in committee until Mr. Fisher's statement of financial interest form has been on file for at least 10 days. I encourage my colleagues to support Resolution 71 of 2025 to ensure Phase 2 of the Paxtang Parkway Trail Restoration Phase 2 project is a success. I would like to note that during the work session, Resolution 71 of 2025, the name of the project was incorrect. It has since been corrected. So please note that a corrected version of the resolution with the correct name has been added to the E-Codes website. This concludes the work of the Administration Committee. The next committee you will hear from will be our Community and Economic Development Committee. Chair Daniels will offer the work session report from the work session that occurred on October 21st, 2025.
Continued into October 21st to answer some of the questions. Resolution 60, 2025 is a land development plan to convert 315 North 2nd Street into multifamily units that has 10 rental units. On October 7th, the applicant was not there. According to the city, the applicant did meet all of the requirements for the request. There were some questions about timelines and affordability and potential conflicts of interest. By the October 2021 meeting, the conflicts of interest were cleared. The applicant did appear and answered council's questions about the cost and timeframe for the development. And that's pretty much it for this committee. It was the only resolution that was reviewed. I would recommend that folks support the approval of this project, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Daniels. The next report will be delivered by our by our Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee Chair, Councilwoman Rawls, on the work session of October 21st, 2025.
Thank you, President Hill. Good evening, everyone. On October 21st, 2025, the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee met to review and discuss Resolution 68 of 2025. This is a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional service agreement with Ellen Freeman Schultz and Associates, LLC, for the purpose of developing an urban forestry and watershed education curriculum in partnership with and for the benefit of the Harrisburg School District. Present from the administration was Ms. Shays Swerver, Community Outreach Forester, along with Ms. Ellen Shorts, representing Ellen Freeman Shorts and Associates, LLC. Ms. Swerver provided background information on the resolution, explaining that the federal government released $1.5 billion in grant funding to support urban forestry initiatives, of which the City of Harrisburg was awarded $2 million. A portion of these funds are allowed to be used for curriculum within forestry and watershed education, which the city will be using $25,000 of that for Ellen Shorts LLC company to do the urban forestry and watershed education curriculum in partnership with the Harrisburg School District. The curriculum will be designed in alignment with the newly adopted STILL standards and aims to educate students on environmental stewardship, urban forestry, and watershed management. Ms. Swerver emphasized the importance of engaging students and understanding natural resource systems within their own community. Ms. Schwartz shared that her firm brings over 20 years of experience in developing environmental education programs and has successfully implemented a similar curriculum in several Philadelphia area schools. She expressed with enthusiasm about collaborating with the City of Harrisburg and the school district to create a program that will prepare students to become informed environmentally conscious leaders. Council had questions and they got answers to them. A few questions that council had were, will the Harrisburg School District be involved in the development process? Yes, the supervisor of curriculum for the district, along with teachers and staff who work directly with students, will participate in the design and feedback process to ensure alignment with district educational goals. Will the curriculum drafting workshops be conducted in person? Yes, the workshops will include in-person collaboration sessions with city representatives, educators, as well as Ellen Freeman Shorts and Associates. What feedback has been received from Philadelphia schools where the curriculum was implemented? Ms. Shorts reported that feedback was highly positive and that teachers found the curriculum relatable, engaging, and effective in helping students understand water resource management. The initiative also received strong support from the Philadelphia Water Department. A question was, will Capital Region Water be involved in the initiative? Yes. They are ready and on board to participate. As committee chair of the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee, I believe Resolution 68 of 2025 as an important step in the right direction to expand environmental education opportunities for Harrisburg students. This initiative represents a strong collaboration between the city, Capital Region Water, and the Harrisburg School District. I urge all council members to vote in favor for Resolution 65 of 2025 because this program embodies the city's commitment to sustainability, youth engagement, and educational innovation while equipping our future leaders with the knowledge to care for the community they will one day lead. And that concludes the business of the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee.
Thank you. The final committee report you will hear this evening will be delivered by our Public Works Committee Chair, Councilman Rodriguez, on the work session of October 21st, 2025.
Thank you, Madam President. On October 21st of 2025, the Public Works Committee met in a work session to discuss Resolution 69 of 2025. Resolution 69 of 2025 is a resolution affirming the City of Harrisburg's desire to be officially included in the federal Highlands boundary as maintained by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services for the Highlands Conservation Act Grant Program, thereby qualifying for financial and technical assistance provided by the U.S. Congress. Joining us was the city engineer, Joel Siders, and of course, Capital Area Greenbelt Association representative, Mr. Doug Hill. There were very minimal questions, if none, from council, and we do understand how beneficial this is to the ultimate project and the restructure and reconnection to the Capital Area Greenbelt. I highly encourage my colleagues on council to support Resolution 69 of 2025, and that concludes the work session report from the work session of 10/21/25. Thank you.
Thank you. We do not have any ordinances for first reading, ordinances for amendment, or ordinances for final passage, so we will move to resolutions. The first resolution for consideration this evening is Resolution 34 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 34, 2025, a resolution appointing Yvonne Marie Jackson to serve as a member of the board of the Harrisburg Housing Authority.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 34 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 34, 2025 passes by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 60 of 2025. Can you please read the resolution into the record?
Resolution 60, 2025, a resolution approving the preliminary/final land development plan for 315 North 2nd Street, submitted by Adam Brenneman with Brenneman Properties, LLC, to convert the existing office building into a 10-unit multifamily dwelling and associated site and access improvements.
Thank you, council members. Are there any final questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 60 of 2025? Okay, I have one comment. I just wanted to note I will be voting no on this resolution. 10 apartments, 20%, only 2 would have been deemed affordable for our residents. They noted during their presentation that affordability was a no for this project, so I will also be a no. Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
No.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
No.
Resolution 60, 2025 passes by a vote of 4-2.
Thank you. Resolution 68 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 68, 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Ellen Friedman Schultz and Associates, LLC, for the purpose of developing an urban forestry and watershed education curriculum in partnership with and for the benefit of the Harrisburg School District.
Thank you. Council members, are there any final questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 68 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 68, 2025 passes by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 69 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 69, 2025, a resolution affirming the City of Harrisburg's desire to be officially included in the federal Highlands boundary as maintained by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the Highlands Conservation Act grant program, thereby qualifying for financial and technical assistance provided by the U.S. Congress.
Thank you. Council members, are there any final questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 69 of 2025? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 69, 2025 passes by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. Resolution 71 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 71, 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to apply for and serve as the project sponsor for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, PennDOT Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Grant Award to the Capital Area Greenbelt Association in the amount of $746,390 for the Paxtang Parkway Trail Restoration Phase 2 project and to enter into all required agreements to administer the funds.
Thank you. Council members, are there any final questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 71 of 2025?
Madam President, just for the minutes, the corrected caption should be put into the record.
Okay. Thank you. The corrected caption just includes the correct name. Nothing else changed. I just wanted to note that. Okay. Any final questions, comments, or concerns from council members? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Truesdale, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 71, 2025 passes by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 72 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 72, 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Borough of Paxtang for the purpose of authorizing the city to provide municipal solid waste and recycling collection and disposal services within the Bureau.
Thank you. Resolution 72 of 2025 will move to the Public Works Committee. Next, Resolution 73 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 73, 2025, a resolution approving the preliminary/final land development plan for 2601 North 3rd Street to convert the northernmost building on site into a multifamily dwelling, along with associated site and access improvements.
Thank you. Resolution 73 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 74 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 74, 2025, a resolution approving the preliminary/final land development plan for 333 Market Street, submitted by Bradley Jones of Harristown Development Corporation to convert vacant office space into residential units and associated site and access improvements.
Thank you. Resolution 74 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Next, we have Resolution 75 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 75, 2025, a resolution approving the preliminary/final land development plan for 1605 to 1613 Market Street, submitted by Chris Franklin of Handles Helping Hand re-subdivide the various lots comprising the project site into 4 separate parcels on which attached row homes will be constructed and associated site and access improvements.
Thank you. Resolution 75 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Next, Resolution 76 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 76, 2025, a resolution approving the preliminary/final land development plan for 1909 North Front Street, submitted by David Butcher of WCI Partners, LP, to convert the existing office building into a multifamily dwelling and associated site and access improvements.
Thank you. Resolution 76 of 2025 will move to the Community and Economic Development Committee. Resolution 77 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 77, 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with SGS Architects Engineering Incorporated to provide architectural services for renovation of the bedroom and restroom facilities at Fire Station 2, located at 140 North 16th Street.
Thank you. Resolution 77 of 2025 will move to the Public Safety Committee. Resolution 78 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 78, 2025, a resolution ratifying an agreement with Locality Media Incorporated, doing business as First Due, for the implementation of software for the City of Harrisburg Fire Bureau, and authorizing the city to negotiate and enter into a 5-year renewal agreement for such services.
Thank you. Resolution 78 of 2025 will move to the Public Safety Committee. Resolution 79 of 2025. Mr. Truesdale, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 79, 2025, a resolution accepting the offer from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation in the amount of $101,000 in just compensation for the acquisition of a portion of real property identified as tax parcel number 63-024-051 and necessary easement for the I-83 widening project.
Thank you. Resolution 79 of 2025 will move to the Administration Committee. Is there any old business for discussion, council members? I have one item. I'm not sure if this is appropriate for the Law Bureau. I don't see Mr. Sokowski. Now, Mr. Councilman Jones asked the administration, following the announcement of the affordable housing funding recipients, for information, if we could see their applications. I was just wondering if we haven't received anything. I did my own due diligence, and I was trying to find something on Williams and Williams. However, there is nothing, and I thought that the criteria stated that the organization had to have some type of formal experience in the field.
Well, we have the 13 award notices in our office with the process of creating contracts for them. I can't tell you I know each of them, but that's part of why we do the review. The criteria certainly was, there was a requirement for various entities to have both past and ongoing affordable housing development in the city.
Correct. There's nothing
No, so
available
my point is, I don't.
about them.
Well, we do have a file.
Okay.
If it's a problem, we would let you know pretty fast. But I was assured it's not connected to anyone we know named Williams.
Well, I did know that much,
Yeah.
but I just thought it
Right.
was very odd that nothing is available on their work.
We will get you. They did a full application process, is my understanding. But so these are, from a lawyer's point of view, 13 unique separate contracts for a program we've never done before, right? So we are creating contracts because they have different provisions, including sources of funding and those things that have to go into them depending on their level. So we're into the minutia side, and we can only really do so much at a time with it. So frankly, we haven't gotten to Williams and Williams yet.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was very strange that nothing was available. That's weird. If you have a portfolio of work, why isn't it publicly available for review?
I cannot answer that question.
Okay.
So
Well, when you have a chance, if you could follow up
we'll
on
have an answer
Councilman
for you by
Jones'
the next
request.
council meeting.
Okay, thank
right?
you.
We have the files. We just are slowly having to go through them.
Okay, well, I would appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. Any other old business? Yes, Councilwoman Ross.
It's not old business, it's kind of new business with the government shutdown. A lot of residents had questions about their SNAP benefits, which I know we don't control in a sense, but they were wondering with, are we doing anything? Is administration doing anything? I didn't see Mr. Solkowski either to ask him. Just a little research that I was doing. I know sometimes you can call executive order of emergency of hunger or whatnot, but I don't know if there was anything coming down, and I wasn't sure how to answer those residents in particular.
So I don't think there's a definitive answer yet. We have had discussions about there is legal authority in third-class cities for one of the enumerated powers is to provide for the distribution of surplus foods. And so I've had that discussion with the mayor this week. I've had a little bit of that discussion with the council president very briefly this week. And there's not just one way to do it.
Okay.
And so it's not that it's not on the radar. It's also there's a lot of uncertainties about what is going to happen. But it plainly, if people don't have food, it's something the city as an entity is going to have to do something about.
Yeah.
And that would require probably three things. There could be an executive order, but even that, it would require some kind of emergency reallocation with the council for where the funds came from. And so that decision, I think we haven't gotten to those details yet. But the council president may recall, we've only done one true resolution for declaring an emergency when we did it for the eviction moratorium during COVID. So there is a mechanism to bring both an emergency resolution to council and then a separate resolution. But basically, we need the mayor's go-ahead and identification of funding sources. And I think the hard part is to know
what that looks like
what
November
it looks
1st.
like and what amounts.
This week.
Right. Well, we have seen some informal information that some large donations have come from the corporate side to some of the food locations. I just don't know myself whether that includes Central Penn Food Bank. But those are discussions I have to have with the mayor's office about the mechanism getting it done. Obviously, it's an important public concern right now. And I don't know if the state has said they're going to do anything since they don't have a budget. I don't know. Supposedly, someone had said they would step up, but I don't know how that's happening.
They don't have a budget either.
I know. So,
So
I don't know
that's
if the city of
it's-
Harrisburg has a budget. I wonder
Right.
if we have a publicly passed budget. So
Yeah,
yes.
We have to have our, but they
You can't
don't.
have an impasse.
No.
You have to pass ours.
No.
even when we don't pass it. So, okay. So thank you for that. I was wondering myself too, and when they asked, I mean, because it's coming up this week.
I would encourage council members to reach out to the mayor's office. It's an important issue for everybody, you know, and there is not just one way to do it.
Right.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
sure.
Thank you. Any other old business? Okay, seeing, hearing none, new business. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few public works announcements. La Shawarma partnered with Dauphin County and NAACP for the Tire Roll-Up 2025. It's a free tire recycling event, November 17th through the 21st from 8:30 to 3:30. There's an 8-tire limit. Rims are allowed. They have to be clean and dry, of course. Residential sources only. And of course, you have to be a Dauphin County resident. That would be 1625 South Cameron Street, Harrisburg, PA. So once again, that will be November 17th through the 21st. Also, the Broad Street Market update. I did stop by just to check up on things, and they were installing the specific mortar for the historic buildings, for the brown brick, very delicately, very intricately, but things are underway at the Broad Street Market, so that is great news. Also, the Coalition of Black Trades Unions celebrated their 50th anniversary celebration, in which I was invited to speak at their dinner over the weekend. So congratulations to the coalition of the Black Trades Union, just an amazing event. And then, of course, in response to the SNAP benefits, giving out, and near and dear to my heart, we will have a dinner distribution the first Friday of every month until either the SNAP benefits can cut on, or as a city we can come up with a more comprehensive plan. So due to the recent SNAP program cuts, Harrisburg City Council Public Works Committee is committed to supporting families in the Harrisburg community during difficult times. So beginning November 7th, we will be distributing hot meals to individuals at need. We will be right there at the Harrisburg Public Works Building, 1820 Paxton Street, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 17104. For more information, they could email me directly at rrodriguez@harrisburgpa.gov or go to the website at ralphrodriguez.org. For more information, the literature is in both English and Spanish. This is in collaboration with Uncle Dre's Cafe and Crawdaddy's. So all you have to do is bring your actual SNAP EBT card and your PA ID, have the individuals with you, and it will just be a drive up. Anyone looking to volunteer or find out more information on how they could play a bigger role, please reach out, but just know that this council does care, and we hear your cries, and we want to do the most we can. So once again, a dinner distribution to mitigate hunger during the SNAP cutoff that will start November 7th at the Public Works Building, 1820 Paxton Street, Harrisburg, PA, and will continue the first Friday of every month. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Jones.
Thank you, President Hill. Just a couple of announcements that's happening in the community on November 5th. It's called the SAFE Project, Understanding the Opioid Crisis, Equity Access Action. It will be held on November 5th, 2025 from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church at 2339 North 6th Street, Harrisburg, PA, 17101. This is a free event. Dinner is included and a resource fair is included. I also have been invited to speak on this panel. The event's highlights, you have featured speakers, panel discussions, overdose response training, and an honest look at the opioid crisis, a special focus on racial disparities and overdose rates, access to Naloxone, and other harm reduction services. Again, that is November 5th, 2025 from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And another announcement for homeowners and property owners in the city of Harrisburg with the Building and Housing Department, the city of Harrisburg's lead hazard program. Protect your family from lead in your home. See if you qualify for our lead hazard program. It's a free risk assessment and hazard containment. The lead hazard program can complete a free risk-free assessment on your property and will remove, contain all lead hazards, may include painting or replacement of doors and windows at no cost for eligible families. Family eligibility requirements Eligible families, landlords, tenants, and homeowners should meet the following criteria: reside in the city of Harrisburg. Your property had to be built before 1978. If you have children under 6 years of age who lives or visits at least 60 hours a year, someone who is pregnant and living in the home, and you must meet the HUD income eligibility requirements. You can find details and application process at harrisburgpa.gov // I know, which one is it? / Lead Safe Program, or you can call 717-215-6419. Let me say that again because there was some confusion with myself. So let's say harrisburgpa.gov / Lead Safe Program, or call 717-255-6419. And this program is good. I think they have about $7 million in this in the pot for this program. It's a very good program, and before I became a councilman, I actually utilized this program. They came by and did great work, so thank you for the building and housing department. They're doing a wonderful job, but this money needs to go out the window. So anyone that qualifies or can see if they qualify, again, check out that website, or you can call the number aforementioned. Thank you, President Hill.
Thank you. Is there any other new business? I have a few items. Quarterly reports for the third quarter of 2025 were received today. The quarterly reports will be available on the eCodes website under miscellaneous documents. In terms of scheduling updates, please note that Harrisburg City Council will meet on the next 2 Mondays instead of Tuesdays due to Election Day and Veterans Day. So on Monday, November 3rd, 2025, Harrisburg City Council will host a work session at 5:30 p.m. And on Monday, November 10th, 2025, Harrisburg City Council will host a legislative session at 6:00 p.m. Finally, please join Harrisburg City Council for the 10th annual Pre-Trick-or-Treat Night Bash that will be held tomorrow, Wednesday, October the 29th, 2025, from 5 to 7. This event is in collaboration with the Bureau of Fire, so it will be held at 2 fire stations: Harrisburg Fire Station number 1, located at 1820 North 6th Street, and Harrisburg Fire Station number 8, located at 9 South 13th Street. We are having a costume contest, so wear your best costumes. Safety tips, fun activities, and refreshments will be provided. So join us tomorrow, Wednesday, October 29th, from 5 to 7 at either Harrisburg Fire Station number 1 or Harrisburg Fire Station number 8. And I wouldn't describe myself as meek and mild. I would say that I am very observant and thoughtful. When I speak the truth and share facts. So the time is 7:20 p.m. If there's no further discussion or business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
No move.
Is there a second? Okay, thank you. We stand adjourned.